Have you ever noticed that the public ministry of Jesus essentially begins and ends with his parents telling others to listen to him? At the marriage feast of Cana, the Blessed Mother tells the wine stewards, "Do whatever he tells you." In today's Gospel of the Transfiguration, God the Father tells Peter, John, and James the same thing. Listen to him. God tells the apostles this right after they had awakened and had seen Jesus with Moses and Elijah. Can you imagine? The apostles were privileged to be with Jesus on the mountain, but on the mountain they fell asleep. It was when they awakened that they saw Jesus in a different way than they had ever seen him before. But what about ourselves? How often have we symbolically fallen asleep to the words and examples of the Lord? It's not that we don't love him, know him, or even serve him. It's just that sometimes we feel that we know him and love him so well that we don't think we can know him any better. Perhaps it's time for us to be awakened as well. Let's take notice of those apostles with him on the Mount of Transfiguration. They knew Jesus so well, they were so comfortable with Jesus, that they were almost alarmed to see him in a different light. Jesus now looked different to Peter, James, and John. There was something about his face, and his clothes were extremely white. Standing next to Jesus were Moses, the great lawgiver of the people of Israel, and Elijah, the greatest of the prophets. I suggest that the Transfiguration was more than the change in the look of Jesus. If he were transfigured, then the apostles were transformed. Perhaps they had taken him for granted. Perhaps you and I do as well. During these Lenten weeks, let's take some real time to be alone with Jesus so that we see him in ways he is transfigured before us, and we are transformed for him and others. Have a blessed week.